Welcome back to Reflections with Emrys. Let's take a moment to see what each symbol has to offer today. Today's symbols are the owl, the rune, Gebo, and the Bay, also known as the birch. The owl is a symbol of quiet wisdom, inner sight, and seeing what's hidden. At its core, the owl moves through darkness without panic, trusting its senses over noise or speed. It represents discernment, knowing what matters and what is only distraction. It also carries the gift of timing because it doesn't force answers before they're ready. The owl teaches that clarity often comes in stillness, not in urgency. And it reminds you that truth can be gentle, even when it's deep. In life, the owl may show up when something feels unclear and you're tempted to rush a decision. It can appear when you're noticing subtle signs, tone, patterns, small shifts that others overlook. It often arrives when you're being asked to pause and watch what unfolds a little longer. You might be learning to trust your intuition even if you can't prove it yet. And you may be realizing that quiet boundaries are a form of wisdom. Its reflection is this: if you stop trying to outrun the unknown, you may discover you already sense the right next step. Let silence become a lantern instead of an emptiness. Let your awareness widen rather than tighten. What you're seeking may not need to be chased, only noticed. Gebo is a rune of gift, reciprocity, and the sacred balance of exchange. At its core, Gebo speaks of partnership, two forces meeting in mutual respect. It symbolizes generosity that isn't self-erasing and receiving that isn't guilt-filled. It reminds you that exchange is a living current, giving, receiving, responding, and being responded to. Gebo also carries the idea of vows, spoken or unspoken agreements that shape your path. And it teaches that what you offer has weight, so offer it with intention. In life, Gebo may show up when relationships are being recalibrated, where effort, care, or responsibility needs to become more balanced. It can appear when you're learning to accept help instead of always being the helper. You may be invited to clarify what you truly can give and what you cannot. It might also signal an important connection, friendship, love, collaboration, where shared purpose is being strengthened. And it can highlight that even small acts of sincerity create powerful bonds. Its reflection is this: notice where you overgive to feel safe, and where you withhold to stay protected. Let giving be clean, not a bargain. Let receiving be open, not an apology. The right exchanges leave you feeling steadier, not smaller. The birch is a symbol of new beginnings, purification, and gentle renewal. At its core, birch is the tree of first light after a long season. It represents clearing what is old so something fresh can take root. Birch carries a bright, restorative energy, simple, clean, and quietly brave. It teaches that starting over doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be tender and honest. And it reminds you that renewal often begins with one small choice repeated. In life, birch may show up when you're ready to reset habits, patterns, self-talk, or the direction you've been walking. It can appear when you're simplifying your life so you can hear yourself again. You may feel called to cleanse your space, your schedule, or your expectations. It often arrives after heaviness, when your spirit is asking for something lighter and truer. And it can encourage you to begin even if you don't feel fully prepared. Its reflection is this: you don't have to carry yesterday into today. You can lay down what no longer fits with gratitude and relief. Let your next step be simple and sincere. A clean beginning is still a beginning. When we look at these three symbols together, the owl, Gebo, and bay, a clear theme begins to form. The owl brings quiet insight. Gebo brings balanced exchange. Bay brings fresh beginnings. Together, they suggest that a new chapter is opening through honesty, awareness, and reciprocal care. You may be sensing a truth about a relationship, commitment, or pattern of giving. The owl helps you see what's real beneath the surface. Gebo asks you to restore balance, so support flows both ways, and your yes and no are both respected. And birch offers the cleansing start that comes after you choose what you will no longer repeat. The owl encourages you to observe before you commit. Gebo invites you to give and receive with integrity. Bay reminds you that renewal is available the moment you choose it. The mood here is calm, clarifying, and quietly hopeful. It feels like waking up after a long night and realizing the air has changed. There's a gentle insistence on truth, not harsh truth, but honest truth. This combination teaches that your next beginning will be healthiest if it's built on balanced effort, not unspoken debts. And it suggests that wisdom isn't only knowing what's happening, it's knowing what kind of exchange you want to live inside. Today's reflection is this: Let clear seeing guide your agreements, and let balanced giving make room for a clean new beginning. Thank you for joining me. I'll meet you in the next reflection.